about all of these people on this panel too.
Yeah, we're all assumed upon.
Yeah.
Brandon's made zero assumptions. None has been done. He's made no assumptions.
I don't even know where I'm at.
He also expects everyone else to not make assumptions as well.
Yeah, he hasn't made an assumption since 1994, you know?
Yeah, and it was only because he watched Dangerous Minds and he learned not to make an assumption after that.
Yeah, he probably wasn't born yet. You mean, like, what's Dangerous Minds?
With Michelle Pfeiffer?
Oh, yeah, that's what I was thinking. He for sure, that's out of his age range. Like,
he was like 2 or something.
Like Gangster's Paradise?
Oh, shit.
Like Dangerous Minds?
Talking about Coolio?
I thought that's what you meant, but I was like, you can't.
It's a 1994 film.
Basically, well, he was 2, so he was
I
spending
dropped out of elementary school. There's too many games.
Remember when Michelle Pfeiffer was like, I'm going to be gangster, and she like flipped the chair and then sat on it backwards, and you're like, oh, she's down.
She like dug through her closet for that leather jacket.
Oh, I remember that. And then Coolio was like, rest in peace, Coolio.
Rest in peace. That song was iconic.
It was. He walks through the valley of the shadow of death. He takes a look at his life and realizes he should have read the 4 agreements. Okay, he should have done that.
Way to bring us back
instead of straddling a chair and being like, "Look, I can straddle a chair like Britney Spears." Maybe that's where Britney Spears got her inspiration for all her chair shenanigans.
For Michelle Pfeiffer, I hope so.
I love Michelle Pfeiffer. She was one of my first crushes.
I
love big-eyed bitches with big-ass eyes and big-ass goldfish-ass mouths.
Oh, no.
I'm into it. She's bomb. Anybody who says Michelle Pfeiffer isn't bomb is a fucking liar.
They're a fucking idiot. Like, they don't know what they're talking about.
She's fire. She's 90s fire. Back when white people looked unique, now you guys are all NPCs. She had a very unique look. Nobody looked like Michelle Pfeiffer back then.
Nobody did.
Besides, maybe Goldie Hawn was the grandma version. You know,
she's a ran-through version. She's a ran-through version of Michelle Pfeiffer.
You saying Goldie Hawn is ran through?
I mean, that was kind of like her persona a little.
Oh, see, I that's the crazy thing about generations is people rehabilitate themselves. So by the time I was born, Goldie Hawn was just stupid. Her whole personality was just being stupid.
Kind of, yeah.
I didn't know she was also ran through.
I mean, she had a hole in her body and death becomes her.
What else do stupid people have?
So I don't know how much more ran through you can get without having a giant
bucket. We talked about the scientific qualifications of how many appendages you would have to take at what pace to determine the ran through.
There's a calculation.
Yeah, so Goldie Hawn was ran through. I wouldn't say Michelle Pfeiffer was. She did not. I mean, she's a goddess. She's
a goddess.
Anyway,
no, she's Catwoman.
The 4 agreements. We're going to talk about it. So we're going to take a break right now, collect ourselves, and then come back and go through them one by one. So we will be back.
Hey, you are now tuned into the Star Podcast, available on Spotify and other streaming platforms. And also make sure you check out the Star Patreon and become a member now at patreon.com/Star the Society. That's patreon.com/Star the Society. Back to the show.
Right. So let's get into it. We are going to break down these 4 agreements. There are 4 of us and 4 agreements, and I feel like we each got the one that is for us. And we're going to start with Tanya and the impeccability of this Virgo's word.
Mm-hmm.
So let us know, Tanya. Talk to us about being impeccable with your word.
So being impeccable with your word is the first agreement because the subsequent agreements kind of stem from this concept of being truthful with yourself and with others and only using your words and your voice to describe that truth. Because when we say things out loud, Don Miguel says we're creating an agreement with ourselves and with other people. So if I were to say to you, I don't know, something awful, like you're annoying or something like that, I'm creating an agreement where I think that and that you think I think that. And then our relationship is based on that agreement that we've made between the two of us. And it only creates strife for yourself because you're my best friend. Why would I want that to be the basis of our relationship? It only creates strife for yourself to be less than impeccable with your word. So utilizing, frustrated language or angry language when we're angry, or describing only the negative things in our life instead of describing the positive things. If we're saying out loud all the things that are going wrong for ourselves, but never any of the things that are going right for ourselves, we're creating agreements every time that we say those things, that is the reality we are choosing to live in, but we are creating our